Salute, this is Brain Up. Today we are going to tell you some interesting facts. Hold tight and let's go. Endless sandy landscapes, scorching sunshine, and no people around. This is how one of the most famous deserts in the world comes to mind. The Sahara. What do we know about the Sahara Desert? It is the largest hot desert and the second largest desert on Earth after the Antarctic. The Sahara extends 4,800 kilometers from west to east and covers 8.6 million square kilometers. The desert covers simultaneously the territories of 10 countries: Morocco, Mauritania, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, Niger, Sudan, Mali, and Chad. I have been to the Sahara twice, in Tunisia and Morocco. My impressions after my trip are very contradictory. On the one hand, the scale of the desert, yellow sand and dunes, which can be admired forever, amaze me. And on the other hand, the understanding that you are on the edge of a precipice. It seems that a sandstorm is about to overtake you or your throat is dry with thirst. But the Sahara wasn't always so desolate and lifeless. As far back as 6,000 years ago, life was booming with color in the area. In 2015, the Tamanrasset River, once 500 kilometers long, was discovered from a Japanese satellite. The river had its source in present-day Algeria, flowed through present-day Mauritania, and flowed into the Atlantic Ocean. The river provided food for all flora and fauna of the time. Today, the Tamanrasset River could have made the list of the largest rivers in the world, but it has dried up. Lake Chad, which is now located on the territory of Chad, Cameroon, Niger and Nigeria, is a remnant of the once existing Lake Chad, which had a water area of 300 to 400,000 square kilometers. If the lake existed now, it would be the largest on the planet. But why had the lake and the rivers dried up, and the once green and thriving region turned into a vast desert? A group of scientists hypothesized that the Earth's axis was to blame. They concluded that the Sahara and North Africa region changes from a wet climate to a dry one every 20,000 years as the tilt of the Earth's axis changes. Its tilt affects the distribution of sunlight between seasons. The more sunlight, the more active the monsoons and the heavier the precipitation in summer. Over time, there is less sunlight, the amount of precipitation decreases, and the humid climate is replaced by a drought. And if this is true, in 10,000 years the Sahara will once again have grasslands where animals can graze and humanity can live. Signs of ancient civilizations in the Sahara were discovered by the German explorer Heinrich Barth in the mid-1800s. On the walls of the caves were found drawings, very reminiscent of the figures of animals, fish. It was found that these drawings belonged to just the same wet period of the Sahara, that is, 9,000 to 6,000 years ago. Obviously, the people who lived at that time saw a different Sahara, not familiar to our eyes now. Also, many remains of reptiles and fish have been found at different times, indicating that the Sahara was inhabited by aquatic inhabitants. In 1902 to 1903, in the Egyptian Sahara, 150 kilometers from Cairo, were found in large numbers the remains of ancient whales that inhabited Africa during the Mesozoic. It is noteworthy that the discovered specimens of ancient whales are perfectly preserved and allowed us to recreate a picture of life in that period. This place in Egypt is called Wadi al-Haytan, which means Valley of the Whales in Arabic. Ancient whales had hind limbs, indicating that whales were evolutionarily descended from animals that lived on land. All of the above is only part of the discoveries made by scientists. The Sahara holds many mysteries, which only the toughest and most steadfast can unravel. If the theory of the cycle of 20,000 years is correct, then our descendants in 10,000 years will not even know that once the Sahara was a desert with no signs of life. If you learned something new today, please like it and share it with your friends. And join the Brain Up.